y'all, what's up? My name is Tom Misery. You're watching my channel, Mr. 14, and I'm doing a review of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 10. Alright, so I decided to review this episode on YouTube, as the last couple episodes I was doing only Instagram Live, because I want to talk about the aftermath. I did the drama drama between Candace and Monique. I did a video of that on YouTube. Stay tuned to that. Oh, watch that. It's on my playlist. Real Life Talk. And I also did the fight of Candace and Monique, the breakdown. It was on my Real Life Talk playlist, to watch that. And I also will post it on the end of this video. So this episode, I want to talk about the aftermath of how these ladies process the information of what happened and how I feel about that. Now, I still stand by what I said on my fight. I still stand by it. Yes, Candace has a mouth, and everybody don't like when somebody have a slick mouth. Yes, Candace has a slick mouth, but the ladies has a slick mouth. So if you go nailed her to the cross because her mouth, what her mouth is, then every other lady in the cast should have the same opportunity of beatdown, or whatever you want to call it, of taunting. Because every lady taunt each other and say things out their word, the cross could have someone want to hit them. And some of them even had no barriers in between them and got in each other's face like this. What you gonna do? You gonna hit me on stuff. So dismiss me with that Candace had a slick mouth. She and everybody else have a slick mouth in this show. And that's the whole point of the franchise. But nobody went physical. Now, I'm not going to go with this black woman angle, all that stuff like that. They got to hold this everybody, we animals and stuff like that. Because the white counterparts do the same thing. They fight on their shows as well. So I'm not going to hold this show in a higher standard than other ones. They all the franchise. They're all equivalent to me. And I only watched Atlanta and Potomac. The Potomac more. But so I'm not going to go that angle. What they were trying to do this episode about the black woman and this is that she destroyed all the black woman image. I'm not going to go that, because that one woman is not a martyr for everyone else. She's not a representative for all the black women. It's just that woman and her individual actions that will cause her individual consequences. Not for everyone else. Okay? So I'm not going to use that, oh, she destroyed the image of black women and stuff like that. Yes, they go out there about black people in general that are being anger, they violent, all that stuff like that. But white people just as anger, or the angry, they all just as violence, or even much more than violence than us. But we are portrayed as the angrier black people. So it is history that been like portraying us like that. But not the anger I'm going for. I'm just going both for the fight and the actions of these two individuals. So this episode was more about Monique had to sit down with the ladies of the group, of the cast, minus Candace, and Candace had a separate scene with the therapist, Dr. Ken. Now, Dr. Ken talked to Candace about her version of events. How Candace reiterated the version of the events of the fight is just an accurate portrayal of what really actually happened than what Monique was trying to say and what she was trying to get and justify and spin it to make it look like justified that she blacking out. That's not an excuse. And I'm glad they nailed it to say that's not an excuse that you say you blacked out and then you come around saying, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, when you were fully aware of what you have done. So if you blacked out, that means that you don't know what happened. Or you know that something happened and you just blanked out and you don't know what happened. Somebody had to tell you what happened. But the fact that you was aware that you was grabbing her hair, you was aware that you was punching her hair, you was aware that you pulled her hair, you was aware that you was arguing, you was aware about everything. So you didn't really blacked out. You just had anger in your eyes that took you to the whole extreme. That it was like, okay, why does they took you that far? So that was the issue. It wasn't about you blacking out. You was aware. So Candace talked to the therapist, and I sat down, and she just wanted to know what led to Monique to want to fight her. What warranted that to fight her? And I'm trying to understand is that same way. Now, everybody was saying about this how woman, she said, Monique said herself, the fight was not about the woman. Monique keeps saying the fight was about that she kept taunting her and she was provoking her to fight her. But at the same time, nobody should provoke you and taunt you to hit them. Especially when that argument was very petty. That argument was not serious enough for her to warrant you to fight her. You was not threatened. You was not fighting for your life. You was not trying to defend yourself because her words was hurting. Because it made me seem like she got upset because Candace's words were hitting home, was cutting her. So the fact that her word was cutting her and she didn't like that, that should turn to the violence. And now she says she wished she wouldn't have nothing to do that. Now, as interview, she's saying she wished she would never do that. She should have walked away because that was a dumb, crazy, petty argument. Yes, now you realize it was petty, but at the time in the moment, she took it as a threat because of her slick mouth. Now, if you go and nail her to the cross with a slick mouth, like I said, we got to nail everybody else to the cross with a slick mouth. Because, yes, Candace has a mouth on her. She has a mouth that people want to hit her. And maybe that's something growth that Candace needs to do, because not everyone going to sit there and argue back and forth with you. They will just fight you. It might not be right, but some people will do that. So Candace will learn how to pick her battles. And she has been trying to avoid Monique because they never really had to sit down and have a conversation. They could have just had to sit down and see what the issue is. But Monique never brought that issue with Candace, of what exactly her issue is. She says it started from last year. Now, yes, Candace and Monique has a little issue last year, but they patched it up. They were trying to get back good graces, all that stuff. And then this whole thing about this plot of rumor came out. But this happened 2 years ago, before the tape of season 4. So it was like, this rumor happened 2 years ago, and then that's coming resurfacing now. Like, what happened? But Candace is not the whole center of it, everything. Whoever started the rumor was her ex-best friend who trying to get in the show. And then I guess Sharice was part of it, so she was trying to bring him back on it. So the people who she really angry at was the people who should be coming after. So we all trying to understand what exactly her issue is. It's because she invited Sharice to think that Sharice could have bring the rumor to the thing, but Sharice was a mic at the party. We seen her, but she was not mic'd. But she was mic'd for Ashley's event, that she could clearly spread that rumor out right then and there. But Monique walked away. So if Sharice was this bad, angry, this person that did destroying your family, your anger should have been directed towards her. Now, Candace reiterated the event, which exactly was accurate. Candace started with, I love everyone. They were drinking. She was engaging with Monique. They was going back and forth arguing. It got to the point that they was talking with their hands. They both were. It wasn't just Candace. They both were. And she was just doing this. Candace was doing this, just like Monique was doing this. They had a whole table between them two. People keep forgetting it was a table between those two. So they wasn't really exactly in each other's face like that. So they was arguing back in the hands. And then Candace said yes. She said, will you drag me, or stuff like that. Or you gonna drag me. And Monique engaged in the dragging of Candace. She flipped her hair 3 times. Not once after the 3 times that Candace responded. So after she flipped her hair 3 times, Candace was trying to reach over, but Monique's shoulder got pushed by Robin and Giselle before Candace even tried to touch her. So she touched her jacket lightly, and then Monique grabbed her and started hammering on her head. Now, that was the version that Candace said, and that was an accurate version. Now, Monique had Karen host the event because Karen was neutral between those two. So she felt like Karen's house would be the best place to have a sit down and have it with the ladies, because Karen didn't choose a side. She stood neutral. Monique had a slick mouth, just like everybody else in the cast have. But at the same time, she not hear what Monique did. She said they both was wrong. And I do agree, they both had a wrong for the breakdown of lead to that altercation. But Monique shouldn't have never initiated the physical. It shouldn't have never got to the point. She should have just walked away from that petty ass argument with Candace. Because Candace gonna have the mouth. So he should have walked away. So that was messed up. Ashley told her that he was wrong. But it's what you do after the fact, and what you gonna lead to, how you grow from that is what we looking at this moment. So when Candace had a thing with the therapist, she said she don't know what could lead to that altercation, and she still bottled down. Like, cause Monique never gave an explanation why she had an issue with Candace. It's only stemmed from when Giselle told her that she took upon herself to befriend Sharice. But Candace and Sharice been friends, so it wasn't like she just never knew Sharice and then she befriended Sharice. She'd been friends with Sharice. When Candace came on first season, they was friends. So what exactly was the issue? What is it? So that was that. So even today, she still don't know exactly. So she done with Monique, and she don't want to talk to Monique. And see, what I said, that's fine. So when they have a group of events and Monique not there for a while, it's the reason why. Cause they not gonna be close to each other. Also like that, don't choose sides. So that's that. Now, Monique. Monique had the ladies there. Giselle made her mind up, I guess. Monique, so I don't know why she's there. Well, I've been trying to see that what's going on, but it seemed like she made up her mind a little bit as well and trying to see what Monique would say. Winnie seemed like she might have made her mind up because Monique actions portraying black woman in a bad light, which I said is not Monique as an individual. She's not the model for all black women. So we're not going to use that angle. Cam was neutral. Ashley is her friend, so she sided with Monique. So we clearly had sides picking on her, stuff like that. So when I got there, Giselle bought a bodyguard, which it was dumb. I said, why the hell you need to buy a bodyguard? What was the point of your having a bodyguard? What was the reason for a bodyguard? I don't understand that, girl. Just sit down somewhere. Just sit down. There was no need for a bodyguard because it was not that serious. It wasn't serious at all for you to have a bodyguard because you feel like Monique will come at you. You deserve an ass, especially when you brought this woman up to the season on episode 2. You brought this out. Candace ain't said nothing about the rumor this season. So that's why I was like, what is going on? So, you deserve it. But you want to be a bodyguard. So that's it. So Monique came there. She sat down. And throughout the scene, she was crying and tears and stuff like that. She was embarrassed. But she's not remorseful. Because her adrenaline is still pumping. So she don't have no remorse for what she has done. But she's just embarrassed. Now the problem with that is like yes, if you're not remorseful for what you done, you're not sorry that you was wrong, and you don't feel like you was wrong, is a problem. Because if you try to work forward, then you have to admit that you did was wrong. Now remorseful feel that you have shame and guilt for what you have done. Now if you don't have no shame and guilt that you fought a lady and hit her for whatever reason because she was taunting you, provoking you, but you didn't hit Robin when she came to your face, taunting, provoking you to hit her. You said back to hit her, I choked you on the umbrella. But still, there was no table between y'all. You could have just still reached and hit her. And that was a bigger threat than more than Candace was doing. So, that's what I would have to say. Now, when Ashley was going back and forth on going on, but when Ashley told you you deserve your miscarriage because you was drinking and you hit your car because you say you fell asleep, but Ashley said you was doing a lot of drinks. That was something that should be tension going on. Ashley had the mouth on her too, but nobody hit her. Nobody do anything to her. Robin and Ashley had like an argument going back and forth. They went to Ashley restaurant. And Robin got on Ashley's face like this, and no punch was thrown, and like that. So I'm giving different examples of how these ladies have done acts that was not wanted as above the stereotype. Y'all all have been going, arguing, and bickering, getting each other faces. So y'all not above the stereotype. Y'all just had never got physical. So that's what exactly is the difference. It was no physical between in the past. Y'all just was arguing and something that we all see in the show. This is a reality TV show. Arguments happen on reality TV show. Slick mouths are part of reality TV show. So if we go all get upset because Candace has a slick mouth, then we should never watch the show because that's part of the show. It's like that. A lot of people love hip hop and they were waiting for the fight to happen. But when we saw above fighting, then we should not watch a lot of these shows then. Especially reality TV show, because it's all about arguing, having drama, having tension. It's just that don't get physical. Because It don't need to get that far. Cause y'all all going jabs and throwing shade. That's it. So that's the problem I have. It should never got to that physical. It should just walked away. But it got there. So Monique was talking with the ladies, and she was saying she blacked out. Now, you can't black out and then you memorize what's going on and you remember what you was doing. Because after the fight, she sat down in the car and she remembered exactly what she was doing. She remembered that she grabbed Candace's hair. She remembered that she was hitting Candace. So she remembered all that. So she knew exactly what was going on. And that she was saying there's some glasses flying everywhere, make her blacked out, and that's how she lost it. And I was like, that's not what happened. Now, Robin explained to him what happened, and that's not what happened. What happened is that you was arguing with her, you grabbed her hair, so much tension was going on, the table flipped, and the wine got in your face. But it wasn't from Candace. Candace did not throwing wine at you. Wine was thrown at your face after the table flipping and it got to you. You initiated the fight because you hit Candace by flicking her hair. And she remembered she flicked Candace's hair. She said, oh yeah, I flicked her hair. So people trying to say, hope Monique take accountability. Monique take accountability that she had never got to that point. She had never let her get to the point to attack her. She said she is sorry for what she's done, but she's not remorse. She's not bad, but she's not remorseful. Now, if you're not remorseful, that means if Candace come in your face again and with a slick mouth, or you gonna hit her again? Or if somebody else will come in your same energy like Candace was giving you with the slick mouth, and they was taunting you like Candace was taunting you, or you will hit them, that will make us understand, are you really regretting, or you really learn from it. Now, I like that Karen and Ashley, as your friends, if you're going to be friends, you're going to ride the journey with her. If she says she's going to work on herself, talk to her pastor, learn what her triggers are, and her trigger is she don't like how people coming at her and taunting her. That's her trigger. So people arguing with her and taunting her, it trigger her to fight, that she needs to know to use that trigger and walk away from that. So she would sit down and pastor, and they said they're walking alive with you. We're going to be there for you. We're going to step on the way. If you wrong and you know you was wrong, Ashley told Monique that she was wrong. She should never hit her. Karen told her that she was wrong. She should never hit her. But they were both going to be with her with her journey of bettering herself. Because she was saying she was trying to do the events, like all that stuff going on, and they told her no. And then the blogs will make it one-sided. That's the problem. We all read the blogs before the season started, and we all had in mind that, okay, Monique dragged Candace finally because Candace threw a drink at her. So when the fight happened and they showed no edit version of it, they was like, what happened? You initiate the contact. So why these blogs are saying that Candace initiated the fight? That's not what happened. So people say, oh, Monique said, I didn't ever say that. She said 2 days after she was talking to someone, and then that blogs came out about that. Of it, because yes, I did see the last share of that blog, and I said, what? In the tweets. And she said, actually, you should have to see. She said, oh yeah, I said that, yes, that. So are you ready? She's not remorseful, she's embarrassed. So it's scary that it would take her that point to get so angry to the fact that she had to fight, because a lot of these ladies say some deep slick to each other, and no fight happened. So I'm just like, I like Candace and I like Monique, and I'm sad that they both fought each other, because that fight did not warrant to be fought. It wasn't. I say that it was not warranted. They both have a hand in the breakdown of their friendship. It's not just one side. They both have a hand in the breakdown of the friendship. But as a season, I just say that Monique was on one. And I could say that she was holding a lot of anger of not just what's going on with Candace, but her marriage, a lot of stuff, the behind the scenes. So I guess all that came on, and she just lashed out. And I say that. So if she is accountable, and she says she's held herself accountable, I'm looking for this journey for Monique and how she gonna move forward from this. And I'm looking for how Candace move on from this, and say it like that. But I can't say that Candace needs to stop her mouth. And if that's the case, then everyone should shut up. If you go hold Candace last standard, then you gotta hold Giselle, you gotta hold Robin, you gotta hold Cameron, you gotta hold Ashley, Wendy. All of these with the same standard. Now, if they're going back and forth and they all have slick mouth with each other, so that means that they all should want to fight each other. That's what y'all people saying. If a mouth is what caused this issue, and now after Cameron said she would ride with Monique, she said, "Okay, yeah, we have to learn to not to go this far, but you have to learn not to provoke people." Okay, but you always going back to the provoking. It was not provoked as much for you to hit her. That's what I'm saying. So that's my take on it. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel about this. She said she's gonna move forward and she'll work on herself. So that's what I'm gonna see how she work on herself. Oh, nah. Let me go back for. I skip a lot of things. Like, held up. So Robin told her about the blogs. Like, you told her about the blogs. That's not what happened. She didn't throw a drink on you. Red wine hit your face. So you tapped her. You tapped her before the red wine got to your face. You grabbed her before any drink got thrown in your face. So that was that. And then Wendy was going after her, saying, I just had people call me anyone to have this, that, and then she was going with the black woman angle. That's that. So Wendy was done with Monique at that point because she said she's not remorseful for it. If she's not remorseful at that time, let it be. She shouldn't apologize at the time, but she don't feel she needs to apologize. She needs to learn how to accept it and learn how to control better herself. Now, I'm not here for her to say she's a bad role model for her daughters and all that stuff. That's not right. You can't say she just had a lack of judgment. She had a lack of judgment, and I can't say she a bad role model of a one incident that she has. So, yes, Monique has a. She probably have a temper. She might have anger on her, and she has to work on that. And she needs to learn what leads her to that point that she wanted to fight people and stuff. But she got physical in this one. She almost got physical with Robin. But yes, so that's that. And now Giselle said she don't want to be near you, and she got a reputation with Jamal she had to hold. I said, Giselle, girl, your reputation been shot since season 1. That one who's cheating around all over the place, got 6 baby mamas, 6 or 7 baby mamas, all that stuff. Your reputation been shot. So ain't no act like you so good at tissues that you have a reputation that you need to uphold, and you don't want to be around Monique because she gonna ruin your reputation. You ruin your own damn reputation. Girl, stop it. You a mean girl. You do a lot of jabs. You do messy, all that stuff. So your reputation on the television, people say you a mean, messy girl. So that's your reputation. So Monique had nothing towards your reputation. And the Jamal all around sleeping around with these people and having babies and cheating on you. Since season 1 you came about with this situation. And he's still doing this. So stop that. Stop at that reputation. I was like, really, girl? Your reputation? Girl, shut down. Bye. You don't need to be. You want to have a problem with Monique. You always had a problem with me. That's why I didn't like that. You had to sit down. Giselle and Monique had to sit down, and Monique, you should have just saw through that. She said, cursed her ass out and walked out. No plan of event, but y'all got together to plan an event for Ashley. That's what it was. But all right. And then Ashley told her she was wrong, and she gonna be there for her friend and see how she move forward. So I do appreciate them both saying that. And Cameron and Ashley will be there riding for Monique. I want to see how Monique go from there. And learn that words, even though somebody try to do it, you should not get to that point. So you got to have enough self-control of yourself to know that you can't go that far. Yes, people can work with words. Yes, it can cut deep. But how you handle that is what sets you apart from everybody else. Because once you get older, you keep using, oh, she provoked me, she told me, she asked for it. That's like, now it's childish. That's like childhood behavior. So, mind you, these old ladies are adults. They're not all, we're not seeing a high school edition of Real Housewives. We're not seeing a middle school edition. It is adult ladies. So as adults, we can't go around beating people up because they taunting me and stuff like that. If they physical hit you, then they can talk all they want. So, yes, Candace has a mouth. She needs to probably learn how to tone down the mouth a little bit. But I can't say she got to stop doing it if you can't say the other ones need to stop doing it either. If she going to stop, the other ones need to stop. That's what I have to say. And And that rumor that Monique might get fired, I don't think she gonna get fired. I don't think Monique gonna get fired. She had left the judgment, everything. She might get suspended, whatever. I don't know, for a show or two episode. I don't know. I think she will be back next season. She will be back. She go to the reunion. She will be back. I don't think she gonna get fired. Cause it's crazy. All these other ladies and other franchises fighting all over left and right, and they still coming back. Monique gonna come back. All right. So that rumor that she gonna get fired is not gonna happen unless Monique wants to leave the show. Because she said that maybe she don't want to be a part of this anymore. So we'll see. But I think she will come back. She's not going to get fired. Alright? Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.